You ready? Good evening and welcome. City Council is now in session. Be advised that Councilman Williams will not be in attendance this evening and has been excused. Please stand at this time for the invocation by Councilmember Butler Barlow, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Let us pray. Tonight, we welcome autumn and the possibilities the changing seasons offer. We celebrate the harvest and pray for abundant yields and safety for all who produce our food and fiber. In this new month, we strive to face the challenges and opportunities in our city, our commonwealth, and our country with patience, determination, kindness, wisdom, and humility. We dedicate ourselves to the work of making the city of Suffolk a place where all citizens thrive and where all feel safe, welcomed, and valued. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Freedom of Information Act certification is required at this time. Madam Clerk, please present the resolution for consideration.
A resolution certifying the closed meeting of October the 1st, 2025, pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3712, as amended, is presented for council's consideration at this time. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Suffolk hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge and only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements of Virginia law, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the City Council of the City of Suffolk in the closed meeting.
Council, a motion would be in order at this time. What's your pleasure? Councilmember Bennett.
Move for approval.
Got a motion for approval from Councilmember Bennett. Councilmember Rector.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Rector. Is there any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
We'll now move to approval of the minutes from the June 4th, 2025 work session and regular meeting. And a motion would be in order. Councilmember Bennett.
Move for approval.
Motion for approval from Councilmember Bennett. Councilmember Butler Barlow.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Butler Barlow. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
We'll now move to two special presentations. We have two special presentations this evening, one in recognition of Fire Prevention Week and one in regards to Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Mr. Manager, please provide an overview.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, with us this evening is Chief Baraki to assist in the proclamation in recognition of Fire Prevention Week. Chief.
Madam Clerk, will you please read the proclamation?
Whereas the City of Suffolk is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all our residents and visitors, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at the greatest risk from fire, and whereas lithium-ion batteries power countless devices and equipment in our homes, such as cell phones, laptops, e-bikes, scooters, and power tools. And whereas residents are encouraged to follow safety guidelines when using, charging, and disposing of lithium-ion batteries. And whereas Suffolk Fire and Rescue is dedicated to reducing the occurrence of fires and injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2025 Fire Prevention Week theme, Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium-Ion Batteries in Your Home, effectively reminds us of the importance of safe battery practices in reducing the risk of fire. Now therefore, I, Michael D. Duman, Mayor of the City of Suffolk, Virginia, do hereby proclaim October 5th through October 11th, 2025 as Fire Prevention Week in Suffolk, and encourage all residents to support the many public safety activities and efforts of Suffolk Fire and Rescue during this week and year-round. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Suffolk to be affixed this first day of October in the year of our Lord, 2025.
May I ask that Fire Marshal and our Deputy Fire Marshal, Chief Cornwell, and Captain Michael Joseph come to the podium as well as we discussed earlier at the 4 o'clock work session, some of the members of Suffolk Fire Rescue from operations here as well, Engine 1 and Medic 1, so, and our Fire Marshal office. Come on up too. Stand up here with us. Come on. Not the greatest looking group, but they're definitely effective, so.
What are you trying to say?
This is who you want in your home when it's on fire right here, these burly. Come on, let's, the mayor, he doesn't bite, the mayor's great, you know.
See you guys.
How you doing, sir?
He
All right.
was talking smack about you guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was all right. This one's exempt on that.
All right, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, thank you so much. It's my honor to accept this proclamation on behalf of the men and women of Suffolk Fire and Rescue. Joining me at the podium is our Fire Marshal and our Deputy Fire Marshal, Chief Cornwell and Captain Joseph. The Bureau of the Fire Marshal's mission is defined by 3 E's: education, engineering, and enforcement. Tonight, it's a great opportunity to educate our citizens on the dangers and hazards associated with lithium-ion batteries in the home. Why is this so relevant to our citizens? Since 2022, Suffolk Fire Rescue has suppressed fires started by and accelerated by lithium-ion batteries in homes, businesses, on the roadways and parking lots, driveways, and shipping containers, and in warehouses. These calls for service range from vehicles burning, e-scooters on fire, home appliances, which have issued toxic smoke into structures and have burned structures because of overheating lithium-ion batteries that cause thermal runaway and combust. We have changed our operations and our tactics based on the new risks associated with lithium-ion battery fires, but one item remains the most essential resource our citizens and businesses have to ensure that they are going to be safe, and that's smoke alarms. Early detection of a fire will ensure survivability of our citizens and reduction of property loss. I ask that our citizens who need a working smoke alarm to call our Fire Marshal's office at 757-514-4550, and a fire truck will come to your home and will provide you and install a working smoke alarm free of charge. Chief Cornwell and Captain Joseph will now take the podium and provide information regarding lithium-ion batteries in the home. Chief.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Chief. Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to start off by thanking our fire chief and these men and women to my left for supporting this initiative, as it is very important to the citizens of our city. And I'd like to say good evening, Mr. Manager, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, and thank you for the privilege of being here before you tonight to speak on such a matter of great importance to our citizens and visitors alike. Most of these electronics in our homes and smartphones, tablets, power tools, laptops, e-cigarettes, headphones, toys, to name just a few, are powered by lithium-ion batteries. They're everywhere. However, if not used correctly or damaged, lithium-ion batteries can overheat and start a fire and explode. You've all maybe seen the YouTube videos of this occurring and how dangerous it can be. In response to these potential risks, the National Fire Protection Association, better known to many of us as the NFPA, you may have heard of it, has announced Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home, and that's what this year's initiative is all about. That's what we're talking about here tonight. That's going to be the theme for Fire Prevention Week this year. And that's what we're so excited to bring you tonight and next week and into Fire Prevention Week. Lithium-ion batteries are powerful, they're convenient, and they're just about everywhere. I dare say this room's full of them here tonight. Everybody's got one, probably in their pocket right now. Making sure that the public knows how to use them safely is critical to minimizing the potential risks they pose, and that's what we're here talking about. According to the NFPA, devices powered by lithium-ion batteries are largely used without incident. We use them every day. We don't have a problem. That's great. However, reports of fires and explosions involving lithium-ion batteries have been on the rise in recent years, reinforcing the importance of better educating the public about how to use, handle, and recycle them safely. Notice I didn't say throw them away, because that's not what we're doing. We're recycling them responsibly, and that's what we're to help our citizens and the public do responsibly. This year's Fire Prevention Week themes, Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium-Ion Batteries in Your Home, provides the information, guidance, resources needed to buy, charge, and dispose of the correct lithium-ion batteries safely, and that's what we're here to help our citizens with. If they'll just give us a call, we'll be glad to help them out with that. So if anybody has any questions, we'll be glad to entertain them, either tonight or in the future or upcoming week. We'll be glad to take care of that for them. So thank you again for this opportunity to be here tonight before you. So thank you, Chief, Mayor.
Can we do a group photo? Let's make it easy. Follow Jennifer, she has one.
Jennifer will take care of the, Jennifer will take care of the details.
All right, you don't get close, come on, Bill, get close. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Chief. Take
Yes,
care,
sir,
buddy.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor.
Take care,
Appreciate you, sir.
Mr. Manager, please provide an overview of our next proclamation, please.
Absolutely. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, your second proclamation is a recognition of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Joining the mayor at the podium will be our Interim Director of Information Technology, Rob Suffolk, and Dr. K.
The infamous Dr. K. I think there was a movie made about this guy one time. Madam Clerk, will you please present the proclamation?
Whereas in 2004, the President of the United States and Congress declared October to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month to help individuals protect themselves online as threats to technology and confidential data became more commonplace. And whereas the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, known as CISA, and the National Cybersecurity Alliance, the NCA, led a collaborative effort between government and industry to raise cybersecurity awareness nationally and internationally. And whereas beginning in 2023, with the launch of CISA's Cybersecurity Awareness Program, Secure Our World, which will also be the enduring theme for all future cybersecurity awareness months. And whereas this theme recognizes the importance of taking daily action to reduce risk when online and connected to devices. Now, therefore, I, Michael D. Duman, Mayor of the City of Suffolk, Virginia, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Suffolk, and encourage all residents to educate themselves on the fundamentals of cybersecurity to keep themselves and their own online data safe and secure. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Suffolk to be affixed this first day of October in the year of our Lord, 2025.
Congratulations.
We have a very short presentation, but first and foremost, on behalf of the Department of Information Technology, Dr. K and myself are honored to accept the Cybersecurity Proclamation from the City of Suffolk. We appreciate the recognition of ongoing efforts to protect digital infrastructure and promote cyber awareness across our communities. The proclamation aligns closely with the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, initiative, the Secure Our World, which emphasizes the importance of securing our digital lives through simple and actionable steps. This campaign is about fostering a culture of cybersecurity, both at work, at home, and throughout our city.
Yeah, the theme of this year and the ongoing theme is securing our world. Basically, there's 4 tenets of keeping your information safe online. First is recognizing and reporting phishing attacks, which everyone should do at their organization. Use strong passwords. Turn on multi-factor authentication, and keeping your computers updated with their software. And with that, we have a brief video. It's only about a couple minutes long from CISA.
4 easy ways to stay safe online. Follow these tips to ensure your online information is safe from those wishing to steal it. First, recognize and report phishing. Phishing scams are online messages designed to look like they're from a trusted person or organization. We may open what we thought was a safe email or attachment only to find ourselves exposed to malware or a scammer looking for personal data. Such messages often use alarming language or make offers that are too good to be true. Report the phish and delete the message without clicking any links. Next, use strong passwords that can't be easily guessed. Make them at least 16 characters long, random and unique for each account. A password manager is a convenient tool that helps you create strong passwords and stores and fills them for you. Third, turn on multi-factor authentication, or MFA, on any site that offers it. With MFA, you add an extra layer of protection in addition to a password, like your fingerprint or a code texted to you. You are significantly less likely to get hacked when you use MFA. Finally, update software promptly. Updates fix security risks and protect your data and finances. For convenience, turn on automatic updates. Taking these steps helps secure our world. Share this video and help a friend stay safe too. For more, go to CISA at cisa.gov/secure our world.
And with that, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, we will consider the removal of items from the consent agenda and adoption of the entire agenda as presented. Removal of the item from the consent agenda is not necessary since there's only one item, so a motion to adopt the agenda as presented would be in order. Council? Councilmember Johnson?
Mayor, I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
A motion for approval from Councilman Johnson. Councilmember Bennett?
Second.
Second from Councilmember Bennett. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none. Council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
Madam Clerk, do we have any agenda speakers this evening?
No, Mayor Duman.
That being said, please present the consent agenda item for consideration.
Item number 7, an ordinance to accept and appropriate funds from the OBC Healthcare Foundation for the Suffolk Public Library.
Mr. Manager, please provide an overview.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, the city has received $255,000 grant award from the OBC Healthcare Foundation in support of the Suffolk Public Library for its project Link Up, Connecting Communities to Resources. The funding will be used to hire a full-time position based at the library for 3 years. The funding will be used to cover the cost of salaries and a portion of the fringe benefits. Adoption of the ordinance will increase the planned revenues and expenditures of the Consolidated Grants Fund by $255,000 for the above noted purpose and requires a local cash match of $56,241, which is provided in the fiscal year 25-26 Consolidated Grant Fund.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. If there are no questions about the item, a motion would be in order to approve the consent agenda as presented. Councilmember Rector.
Motion to approve.
Motion for approval from Councilmember Rector. Councilmember Butler Barlow.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Butler Barlow. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
We have no public hearings, nor do we have any ordinances or resolutions. So we will be moving to staff reports, and we do have a staff report which will provide an overview of the Workforce Development Center. Mr. Manager, please provide an overview.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, Susan Steubenrock will provide an overview on the initiatives happening at the Workforce Development Center. Susan, good evening.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, distinguished members of council, and City Manager. The Suffolk Workforce Development Center is a vital resource driving the City of Suffolk's workforce growth and economic prosperity. We are a comprehensive center dedicated to providing resources, guidance, and support that empower our citizens to achieve success. We have cultivated strong partnerships with local businesses, nonprofit organizations, and community partners, making the Suffolk Workforce Development Center a hub for collaboration, innovative programming, and services that benefit the entire community. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share how we carry out this important mission. The Suffolk Workforce Development Center offers core initiatives aimed at addressing the city's workforce needs. They are career development, education and training, job placement services, hiring and networking events, employee and business development, and community engagement resources. In 2006, our center opened and served 130 people during its first month. Today, we average nearly 2,000 citizens monthly, over 21,000 annually. That growth reflects the need for what we do and the trust of our community. The center works closely with area businesses to provide customized services to help alleviate challenges such as skills gaps in emerging industries, alignment between workforce skills and employer needs, unemployment and underemployment, limited access to training and education opportunities, and retention struggles. Some of the ways we assist our business partners is through customized hiring events, recruitment and marketing, application screening, on-demand workshops, coaching, credentialing, and testing. In 2024, we added additional customized training, retention and employee support, and virtual hiring events to our business services. Our center also provides a wide range of career services for our clients, aimed at helping individuals navigate professional pathways effectively to meet their goals. The ultimate goal is to provide excellent customer service to support clients in achieving their career aspirations and fulfilling their potential. In 2024, we expanded our services to include one-on-one and group career planning, additional language classes, post-secondary training opportunities, and specialized programs such as our Veteran Support Group and our Youth Services events. We also provided wraparound resources included bus passes with the help of our Suffolk Transit System, educational funding, and tailored support for veterans, youth, individuals re-entering the workforce, and those who are differently abled. Our center strives to provide a one-stop environment. We provide a vast array of monthly services for our clients, such as access to career services, workshops, hiring events, community health seminars, educational opportunities, rehabilitation services, and more. The Suffolk Workforce Development Center remains committed to advancing workforce and community development by offering free, engaging workshops and seminars. In 2024, we expanded our offerings to include monthly health and wellness sessions on Alzheimer's and dementia, diabetes awareness, nutrition, and financial literacy. We also introduced programs for active adults, men's health, women's self-defense, legal rights, first-time home buyers education. Additional community-focused sessions featured on topics such as cyber safety, gardening and pollination, and even exploring the Great Dismal Swamp. These programs are designed to strengthen the whole person, not just their resume. Training and credentialing are vital to our growing workforce needs. In 2024, we expanded our impact by fostering innovation and entrepreneurship through in-demand training, including CPR, first aid, AED, OSHA 10, OSHA 30, and new technology-focused courses, offering a wide variety of training opportunities and credentialing such as the Work Keys Test, Food Handler, Court-Approved Anger Management, and Driver Improvement courses. We also addressed emerging workforce trends by providing professional development opportunities and specialized classes, including personal care aid and the VA SAVE training program. By being a serving and proctoring site for the Virginia Community College System, Louisiana Tech University for their Engineering and Technology Management program, and the real estate exam. We are also, with the help of our community partners, invest in our own City of Suffolk staff by offering professional development training in business writing, customer service, grant writing, and technology courses. All of these efforts reflect our commitment to meet the needs of today's workforce while preparing for tomorrow's opportunities. The center is dedicated to strengthening our relationships by participating in area events with our community organizations, K-12 partners, and area stakeholders throughout our region. In 2024, we were visible and active throughout Suffolk and beyond, from National Night Out to Taste of Suffolk to high school and career events for Suffolk, Isle of Wight, and Southampton County, our apprenticeship summits, local AARP organizations, and our veteran symposiums. Our partnerships help connect us to every part of our community. We play a pivotal role in helping citizens reach their full potential for growth and stability. Our support goes beyond employment. We provide essential supportive services such as clothing, food, glasses, assistive technology, and connections to community resources. For many of our clients, these supports are the bridge that makes education and employment possible. In 2024, we launched a new initiative to expand our monthly events that benefits the citizens of Suffolk. These included free tax assistance, opportunities to meet military recruiters, English as a second language classes, and community events designed to support individuals and family at every stage of life. Since July of 2022, the Suffolk Workforce Development Center has been seeing remarkable customer growth, with fiscal year 2024 marking a significant gain of over 5,000 more customers served. This highlights the success of renewed strategy and stronger commitment to our community. Our numbers tell the story. From fiscal year 2022 to fiscal year 2024, we increased by nearly 12,000 more citizens served. That means that Suffolk residents are receiving the tools and support they need to succeed. In 2024, Suffolk Workforce Development Center has increased employment opportunities and job placement for Suffolk residents. We've enhanced skills and employability of individuals through training and education programs. We've strengthened partnerships between businesses, educators, and community stakeholders, and we've helped a positive economic growth and prosperity for the city as a whole. This past year, we saw a remarkable impact through employment events, training services, outreach efforts, and education programs. Each category reflects the diversity of the services we provide. We are very fortunate to partner with many businesses to connect our citizens with employment opportunities. In 2024, more than 112 employers came to our center to host on-site hiring events, with another 12 hosting virtual hiring events. We were also proud to be working with 10 businesses to provide apprenticeship opportunities that build long-term career pathways. Altogether, in 2024, we offered 361 employment events. We broadened the impact through targeted training and outreach efforts. In 2024, we delivered 42 training opportunities. We also engaged with the community through 190 outreach events. And I am so proud to say that we have provided access for over 400 students with the opportunity to receive the PCA credential in 2024. Together with these efforts, we show how deeply we are invested in both workforce development and overall community well-being. Education is at the heart of what we do. In 2024, we provided 223 educational services. This does not include our weekly GED classes, SLC classes, or our job readiness classes. Each of these programs help open doors, whether building stronger foundational skills, preparing for higher education, or gaining the digital skills needed in today's workforce. So some highlights. In 2024, our center staff has been working diligently. We earned the 2024 Community Impact Award for Hampton Roads. We were approved as an American Job Center site. We became accredited as a one-stop career center. We received recognition as a state-approved ADA site and equal opportunity site for the third year running. Expanded partnerships with universities, community colleges, and nonprofits, and we had features in local news, television, and print media. So recently, we partnered with Amazon for a Launch and Learn event attended by over 100 community partners to present information regarding their new site in Suffolk. In September, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of National Workforce Development Month by hosting our very first ever Reentry, Resource, and Employment Fair. Over 125 of Suffolk citizens attended, supported by 71 vendors and offering everything from resume assistance, mock interviews, health checks, clothing, food distribution, and mammograms. In addition, we launched a new training partnership in September with Day & Zimmerman. From a 2-day on-site hiring event, 31 citizens were selected to train right here at Suffolk Workforce Development Center, preparing for work at the Surrey Nuclear Power Plant. We also stayed active in the community. We participated in the Sheriff's Expo. We were highlighted with Department of Social Services at City Hall. We held a rapid response information session, and we partnered with Harbor Freight to support their new Suffolk Stores onboarding program. On the horizon, so upcoming events, we'll have our 3rd annual Veterans and Service Member event on November 13th. We have new professional development series starting in October for mental health and crisis response. We have expanded hiring events with Amazon and QVC. We have new partnerships with TCC's Skilled Trades Academy and their brand spanking new mobile health care bus, along with our local Camp Community College's WITTEC Center. And more credentialing for Dominion Energy Nuclear Power's operations is scheduled for December. We are committed to building and uplifting our community. In conclusion, the Suffolk Workforce Development Center has been a cornerstone of workforce development in our city, empowering individuals and businesses alike. Together, we can continue to build a skilled and resilient workforce that drives prosperity, innovation in Suffolk for generations to come. We are proud to provide a place where every single citizen of Suffolk has the opportunity to build a successful and fulfilling career. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Council, do you have any questions or comments? Councilmember Rector.
Thank you for that presentation, Susan. As most of us up here know, economic vitality and the ability of our economy to grow is very closely related to our ability to provide a skilled workforce to potential employers as they consider moving into the area. And it's not just enough to offer somebody a little bit of training to help them get a job. There's so many more facets of it that you have brought out to us this evening, because if you can't get to the job, how are you going to do that? If your children are not being taken care of while you're at work, what good does it do to have a job? So all these extended services that you guys provide, I guess, embrace a holistic approach to developing the person and the workforce. So thank you very, very much for the work that you guys do. And as a member of the Regional Workforce Development Council, anything that you think that you need help with on a regional basis through that authority, please feel free to reach out to me, because I think in many ways they're doing the same thing. You're pinpointing a little bit more closely into an area, obviously Suffolk, whereas they're working with the program regionally. However, they have access to a lot of resources and whatnot that maybe potentially you don't. So anything that Workforce Development Council can do to augment your services, like I said, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
Councilmember Butler Barlow.
Thank you, Mayor. Susan, I just wanted to say thank you so much. That was an amazing presentation, and what a valuable resource for all of our citizens. You all do a really comprehensive job helping out our citizens. I just wanted to say thank you, and ditto what Councilman Rector said.
Thank you.
Council, any other questions or comments? If not, Susan, thank you
May
very
I
Go ahead.
say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Some of our staff are in the audience, and nothing that we do is done alone. So I'd like to commend them too. They're very shy, but
Everybody's bashful. Nobody wants to stand up.
But thank you.
No, thank you very much, and I'm glad that I was able to see this presentation, because I had no idea the scope and the breadth of the information and resources that you're providing. It is truly amazing what you do, and you kind of can touch on having something for everybody that comes through your doors. There's going to be a way that you can help them to a certain degree. So once again, thank you for everything you do. You're part of what makes Suffolk the great city that it is. Thank you. We'll now move to motions. I have a motion to schedule a public hearing on the draft 2026 legislative agenda for Wednesday, October 15, 2025 at the City Council meeting, and a motion would be in order. Councilmember Johnson. Got a motion for approval from Councilmember Johnson. Councilmember Wright.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Wright. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none. Councilmember, prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
Motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
Our next motion is a motion to schedule a City Council work session for Wednesday, October 15, 2025 at 4 p.m. unless canceled by the mayor and the interim city manager. And a motion would be in order. Councilmember Rector.
Motion to approve.
Motion for approval from Councilmember Rector. Councilmember Wright.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Wright. Is there any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, kindly record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
We now move to non-agenda speakers. Madam Clerk, do we have any non-agenda speakers? And if so, please explain the guidelines.
We do have non-agenda speakers this evening, Mayor Duman. Each person participating under the item of business entitled non-agenda speakers shall limit their remarks to the services, policies, and affairs of city government and shall be permitted 5 minutes for the purpose of presenting his or her matter. Speakers appearing before City Council will not be permitted to participate in the following activities: to campaign for public office, engage in personal attacks, promote private business ventures, or use profanity. Speakers who violate these rules will be declared out of order by the presiding officer and will immediately yield the floor and be seated. Our first speaker is James Taylor, 445 North Main Street, representing the Virginia Housing and Community Development Corporation regarding housing legislation.
Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, good evening. I am James Taylor, President of Virginia Housing and Community Development Corporation. And this evening, I am here to formally request that this council take action in working with us to develop affordable housing within the city of Suffolk. As I am here tonight, I am very pleased to be following a presentation by Workforce Development because essentially the work that we're doing in our organization is essentially aligned with our workforce population. In 2023, we noticed a trend of the clients that we've been counseling in housing counseling, pre-purchase counseling, helping individuals to become homeowners. We found that over 60% of the 250 clients that we counseled in the last year or two were unable to afford a home. Essentially, they were all required some type of subsistence, considerable subsistence, in order to be able to afford a home. We then conducted focus groups and worked with numerous individuals to understand what the need was, what the problems are, and how we can address it. We met with staff and we talked about an affordable housing development project after we had conducted a considerable search for property in which we can build affordable housing in the area. We looked in Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and we found a parcel that was located on Suburban Drive, a parcel that was deeded by this council to the EDA in 1988. A 22-acre parcel that has gone undeveloped essentially for 37 years, in which we want to put affordable housing on that parcel. But in order to do that, we need to lower the cost of development. And to that aim, we're asking you to adopt the Land Bank Entities Act and designate our organization as a city land bank, that we may then use that tool as a means of removing the costs, substantial costs that basically keep us from being able to develop affordable housing. We're looking at developing about 60 units on that parcel, and we're prepared to do so if we can get your assistance in making that happen. I've laid on the table here a packet that's going to give you some background information, a detail of our plan, as well as a formal request to not only adopt the Virginia Land Bank Entities Act, but designate us as a Virginia Land Bank and instruct the city manager and his staff to create an MOU that allows us to operate and work with you to remove the costs and barriers to creating home ownership. 37 years this parcel has gone undeveloped. we want to make that parcel a example of what we can do in terms of affordable housing, but we also want to make it an example of what we can do in terms of ultra-modern housing. In other words, we want to get away from the traditional stick-built housing and create smart homes that allow us to not only have our workforce be able to work from home, but also to be able to create their own businesses, et cetera. Our organization was founded in 2004, and since then, we've been working with households and individuals and small businesses all across the state to help individuals to access capital and credit, to build wealth, and to achieve home ownership. This year, we've completed helping individuals to about 152 individuals, as I recall when I left this morning. We've helped over 152 individuals become homeowners this year. And with your help, we're looking to do even more. Help us to remove the barriers, give us the tools that we need, let us work together to address this problem. As an example, from 2012 to this day, housing prices in the Hampton Roads area have gone from $165,000 on average, median price, to today we're about to tip over $360,000. If that is not a demonstration of affordability, I don't know what is. For those people whose home prices have increased that much in the last 12, 14 years, that's great. Housing, they've got a lot of equity. They got, the city is collecting good revenue in terms of taxes, but if you're a low to moderate income household individual with income between 50 and 80% of the area median income, you cannot afford to buy a home in this community. We're not building affordable housing. Multifamily housing is not affordable housing. We're creating a class of renters, and soon we're going to have a class of folks who cannot afford to even do that. I'm asking you to take action, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Again, my name is James Taylor, Virginia Housing and Community Development Corporation. My contact information is in the packet here, and I look forward to hearing from you all and working with you. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Roy Melvin. Roy Melvin? That concludes the speakers, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll now move on to new business. Madam Clerk, do we have any additions to tonight's agenda?
No, sir.
Hearing none, is there any new business items for consideration that require the action of City Council from members? Councilmember Wright.
Yes, sir. So I, in full transparency, was looking at the 2025-2026 compensation and classification plan for the city. I initially had a focus on our first responders, but I have since looked a little more closely at the plan, and I am moving tonight to ask that, or moving that the city manager review the STEP plan for the city employees and to provide a report on how the city's STEP plan compares to other Hampton Roads cities at the November 5th, 2025 meeting. And I want to put a focus on STEP progression, a regional comparison, so that we can determine whether our current plan adequately supports recruitment, retention, and competitiveness across the workforce. Mouthful, I know, but that is what I'm moving for. Thank you.
Councilmember Bennett,
I'll second the motion.
any discussion of the motion? I mean, I've got a question. Have you discussed this with the city manager before, requesting this information, or that this take place between now and November?
No.
And I also, having been through, and I think Councilmember Bennett has also, I mean, depending on how complete you want a compensation study on a STEP plan, I mean, we just implemented the STEP plan 2 years ago. So it would be my suggestion, just my suggestion, that possibly a discussion with the city manager, he can provide you with a lot of this information based on what we've already implemented and what has transpired over the last 2 years. Because this is not a small process. I mean, it's a, depending, I have no idea what type of depth you're going into or what it would take on his part if we'd have to hire somebody to delve into it. So I think at this particular time, it's my opinion that we'd be premature in directing the city manager to do this without having those preliminary conversations. And maybe after you have those preliminary conversations, if it still looks feasible that he'll be able to address that, then maybe we can tackle it. But we got CIP coming up, we got budget coming up, and of course, budget would be a consideration, but that's my 2 cents worth.
Okay, thank you for your opinion and your 2 cents. How deep we go in it, that can be a conversation with Kevin, but what I am asking for today is that we take another look at it. I understand that this was previously done, but I'll tell you, I'll be honest, in looking at it, and when I believe you guys implemented it, I want to say it was 2022, and we're not scheduled to look at it again, the initial pay for our employees is competitive. But when you get into the step plan and you look at it across the regions, I just personally would like to see us take a look at it. And the vote is not whether we do or hire an agency to do a thorough report. I want the city manager to be able to look at what he has and be able, in November, to just be able to tell me where we are with that. I'm not specifically saying go in depth and do a study as you have previously done, but I would like for us to take a look at it because there is something that I think should come of that.
Okay, well, I understand where you're coming from, but
I'm just asking for a vote.
From my standpoint, to ask him to do that, he would have to involve human resources, and to what extent, I really don't know what that would take. But we do have a motion on the floor to direct the city manager, or if you don't mind, if you would just restate your motion so it's clear to the clerk and everybody.
Well, actually, I have a question for you now. Is it uncommon to ask a motion to have the city manager to do something?
Well, not something, but
Or are you answering on behalf of the city manager?
no, I'm just giving you my
Okay.
2 cents worth.
Thank you. So I'm just asking for us to, I'm asking the city manager, and if it is too in-depth, if you can just report what that is. I'm just asking for a vote for us to take a look at our compensation plan. I greatly appreciate that. That is my motion.
Vice Mayor Ward?
But I'm trying to get a hold of, you're talking about too in debt. What are you asking the city manager to do? It have to be in debt. It just can't be done. I don't feel that you just want them to just come up with anything. I think you want to make sure.
Right.
So I don't think that by you saying that in November, I think that's something that you bring to the table. We can go ahead and look at it. Don't put no time limit right in November.
Well, the reason why I stated November is because when we look at our budget process and when we start sending out for information to the departments to consider what we're looking at for our next fiscal year, I want to be able to at least have the information so we can have that considered. So again, if it is in depth and it needs to be thorough and it takes way longer, like the mayor said, that's fine. If it's something that the city manager can look at and provide me with sufficient information without having to do a study, that is fine as well. I am just asking for us to look at it, and we can look at what the options are at that time.
But you're saying that you want him to talk with you about it. You do have a meeting with him. He can tell you that instead of having us, put it out here
Okay,
like that.
so we no longer do motions at new business is what I'm hearing.
Let's see.
There's no such thing as we're not doing it. We can do it, but
Okay.
that's
I'm
why
just
we
asking
vote.
for a
That's
vote.
why we vote on it.
Okay.
I mean, anyhow, that's why we vote on it. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, and we have a second. Is there any other discussion? Councilmember Johnson?
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut in here just a little tiny bit. I understand what you're asking, Councilwoman. And I really don't have a problem with us studying this and going forward with it. We do it every time we do a budget, I would hope. Am I correct, Mr. City Manager? Every time we we produce a budget, we always look at the numbers and we come up with a plan and we do what's in the best interest of the city, hopefully, correct? That's a question.
Okay. So when the STEP plan was contemplated and put forward, it was under the idea to ensure that we had a competitive workforce, and we created a predictable method and methodology to step and see when your promotions are going to take place. The idea behind it we would review that and ensure we remain competitive in a window of 3 to 4 to 5 years, somewhere in that window. What we've been able to do, in addition to the STEP plan, is also provide cost of living adjustments every year. Thankful the council is very supportive of the staff, and so there's been some competitive acknowledgement of what's happening from the cost of living perspective, and so hopefully I'm answering your question.
You are, but the whole point I'm trying to get to is how in-depth how long would this take you to do what Ms. Wright's asking for? And I just make the assumption we're going to be doing that anyway when we produce a new budget, correct?
We don't go, so.
Not intent, but.
Yeah, so the budgetary process does include departments looking at their salaries. Frequently, what'll occur is questions about, is this person and their responsibilities competitive based upon maybe where the rest of their staff is, or like positions, or things that are happening within the region. And so during the operating budget, it's not unusual for our Human Resource Department to receive a number of requests regarding salary considerations. Right. And so what they'll do is look at a regional perspective to see what some of the other localities are doing with like positions, but then also look at issues related to what's happening within their department, ensure there's not compression issues that are creating issues as well. And so it does occur more on a case-by-case scenario versus the compensation study, and the STEP plan really itself was a pretty large task. It takes really an effort, probably in the ballpark of 4 to 5 to 6 months to do effectively and efficiently. What we can do is always open to reviewing it and providing as much information or guidance or suggestions or recommendations to the council within 30 days. It might not be deep, it might not be really specific, but we can absolutely review it. We're constantly interacting with our staff, especially if they feel they're experiencing or their staff is experiencing issues related to compensation. That's happening throughout the year, but we always look at the operating budget for an official submittal and an official larger scale review, but it's not the same as a STEP plan study review.
So what Ms. Wright is asking is a reasonable request, but can it be done in such a fashion that it's going to really give us what we need to have?
I can't answer that. What I can do is provide as much information with the amount of time that was asked for, and then you can determine what course happens from there.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any further discussion of the motion? Councilmember Rector?
I don't know whether this is necessarily a discussion of the motion or not, but I don't know whether it might perhaps, since we're going to be meeting, I guess, in another couple of weeks anyway, if maybe Ms. Wright, Councilperson Wright, and the city manager, interim city manager, get together and discuss what she wants, and perhaps he can be prepared by then to have some answer to what you're looking for. And then if you're not happy, if you feel like adjustments and more work needs to be made, then maybe we entertain a motion at the next meeting that a more in-depth dive be done, since a lot of this work, as the city manager has indicated, is going to be done as part of the budgeting process anyway. It's just a suggestion. I'm not sure how much, in terms of comparing with other localities and whatnot, can be done between now and the first part of November, because other cities are obviously under the same constraints with working with CIPs and everything else this time of year, to be able to provide him back the feedback that you would be looking for. So that's my only comment.
Councilmember Bennett.
Ms. Wright, Councilwoman Wright's question, I think, has been answered 2 or 3 times from the city manager, that he could look at it and bring some back, report of what his findings are up to a point. It might not be in depth that it might take so much time, but you would try to do it within a reasonable amount of time to bring some report back as she is asking for, to everybody will see exactly what is taking place in the city, making sure it's across the board with what the plan is supposed to be, and being compatible to the other areas that we are competing against. So I think she has a good point of question of asking for information. And that's all she's asking for. So I support the motion that she asks for the information, that you would work with her and the council to get back as much information as you possibly can without any delay as far as getting your budget together.
Vice Mayor Ward?
Well, that's what I'm saying, you know, she put a time limit to it, and that's what I have a problem with, because I went through this before, and I don't think that you can just go ahead and give what you might be satisfied in 30 days. So I think that that's something maybe you and him could talk about, and then you're not satisfied, you can open it back up. But for right now, to me, it's not gonna be no easy task, no 30 days of what's going on, as far as I'm concerned, because we went through this, and that didn't take no 30 days. So I agree. I mean, you know, y'all can go ahead and talk, and I thought that was something I think you can do and talk with him, and then you're satisfied, because not saying nothing against you, but I don't think you can be satisfied with a lower job. You want deep. You don't want to. You want to know all you want to know. And I don't think you just be satisfied with a half done work.
Councilmember Wright? And
Yes.
you've spoken to this motion twice, so if you've got a question, we can.
No,
do
I
the
have a
question.
comment.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can on this dais. I asked for a simple motion. Words have been put in my mouth about what I was asking for instead of asking me to clarify what I needed. Recommendations have been given after I've already clarified what I'm asking for. The city manager has already understood what I'm asking for. I take exception to the fact that we're acting like this is a whole new process, that during new business we raise a motion. I respect everyone up here, and there have been countless times when people on this dais have broke protocols and processes day in and day out. This is a simple ask. Now, I know my commentary right now may impact my vote and the vote on my motion, and that is okay if you are willing to look at the people that serve this city and not even consider the fact that I'm asking you to look at the compensation plan. But I will tell you, I do not take it very lightly that you are putting words in my mouth. I speak very well. I do not need anybody to add or take away from what I'm saying. And I would just greatly appreciate so very much, as I respect you all when you put forth your recommendations for motions, I don't try to mansplain how you're trying to say something. I am very clear and articulate, and I would just like that we move forward now with the motion.
Council, any other? I think you've already. Well, you've already spoken to it twice. So you've already spoken to the motion twice. Councilmember Wright's already spoken to it twice plus. No. I don't think anybody's trying to put words in anybody's mouth. I think it's that it appears that there are particular positions that you have concern with. Having done this before, everybody in this dais has done a compensation study before. So I think it's just, without having a conversation with the city manager one-on-one to express which positions or what you have concern with, and having the opportunity to possibly have your concerns, which are legitimate, I'm sure, answered by the city manager. I just think it's too premature to ask him to do it. We're saying we just want a little bit of information, but a compensation study involves every single employee in this city, all, 1,500 people or so. So if we're gonna, I don't see where he could possibly have the ability to do what you would probably refer to as a cursory review of the compensation study in regards to all our employees, knowing that the compensation studies, before they were implemented, and you're talking about a compensation and classification study, even on the lowest level, is fairly extensive if you're going to do your job right, which is to determine what jobs are, how the job is classified, what the job entails now compared to what it entailed 2 years ago or 3 years ago when we did it. If it's more, if it's less, how it compares to every other municipality within our market area in regards to compensation, then it's a huge ask, and I don't think he is capable of coming back with something we could actually act on. So my suggestion is that you have that conversation with him to let him address the concerns you have. That's just my opinion. We got a motion on the floor in a second. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? If not, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion passes by a vote of 5-2, with Mayor Duman and Vice Mayor Ward voting in opposition.
Okay, we'll now move to announcements and comments, and at this time, I'll ask if the Communications Department has any announcements.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, interim city manager. I'll start the announcements off with a reminder that the City of Suffolk will observe the Columbus Day holiday on Monday, October 13th, and city offices will be closed. Normal operations will resume on Tuesday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m. Trash recycling and Suffolk Transit will operate as normal. And interim city manager Kevin Hughes has announced that Stephanie Wells will continue serving as finance director and will now oversee the city's budget department, guiding the city's financial management and administration. Some of her additional responsibilities will include managing the preparation and presentation of the annual budget and capital improvement plan, monitoring budget activity, and providing management and guidance for strategic planning. Stephanie brings a wealth of experience in public finance and holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Elizabeth City State University and a master's in business administration from East Carolina University. The Economic Development Team is excited to announce the grand openings and ribbon cuttings of Chase Bank and Camp Community College's Workforce, Trades, and Innovation Center. Chase Bank opened its very first branch in Suffolk on September 24th, located in the College Drive area. Over the past 7 years, Chase has proudly opened more branches than all other large banks combined. This expansion brings accessible and affordable financial services to communities across the lower 48 states. For information on Chase Bank, visit chase.com. And Camp Community College held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for its new Workforce, Trades, and Innovation Center on Thursday, September 25th on Carolina Road, formerly the Farmer Joe's Building. The new center has been transformed into a 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art learning environment housing the college's marine trades program and other high-demand skilled trade programs. Phase 2 of the project was also announced, a 6,000 square foot addition with classrooms and office space that will be completed in the future. For more information, visit pdc.edu. The City of Suffolk was informed by CSX Transportation that there will be a railroad crossing closure on West Constance Road near Prentice Street for maintenance and repair. The work is expected to start at 5 a.m. on Monday, October 13th, and is estimated to be completed by 8 p.m. on Thursday, October 16th. A detour will be in place for motorists. Dates are subject to change due to weather or unforeseen conditions, and for more information, visit suffolkva.us. Keep Suffolk Beautiful is excited to launch their new Choose Your Mission campaign. This volunteer-driven initiative allows friends, families, and businesses to choose a location of a street, park, or other public space through its Adopt programs to keep Suffolk clean and beautiful year-round. Adopt program participants agree to perform seasonal cleanups of their chosen location at least 4 times a year. In return, groups receive recognition for their efforts through Keep Suffolk Beautiful social media channels and newsletters, along with giveaways and an invitation to their annual volunteer appreciation evening. Groups that maintain their adoption over time will also receive a street sign recognizing their contributions. Those interested in making an impact can visit suffolkva.us/adopt. The City of Suffolk Public Utilities Department advises residents that a contractor will be performing water main work within the Hill Point Farms area this evening. This work will require a water service interruption from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. tonight, Wednesday, October 1st. City water service will be interrupted in Hill Point Preserve and Hill Point Woods Apartments. For more information, contact Public Utilities at 757-514-7000. The Suffolk Public Library wants to highlight one of its own, Kelvin Ellis, for his impact on the community and for being awarded the Outstanding Professional Associate Award. This award recognizes his leadership and in creating opportunities for the underserved populations in Suffolk. Kelvin has developed programs and initiatives focused on Black, Indigenous, and people of color, as well as neurodivergent communities, making the library a welcoming place for everyone. The City of Suffolk and Suffolk Public Libraries proudly celebrate Kelvin for the joy, innovation, and leadership he brings to the community. Congratulations, Kelvin. Suffolk Parks and Rec advises of the temporary closure of Lone Star Lakes Park due to the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources annual white-tail deer quota hunt. The public will not have access to the park on October 11th through 12th, November 7th through 8th, and December 12th through 13th. Hunters have been selected by random lottery pick, but citizens can enter standby drawings for no-show slots. Standby drawings will be held prior to the pre-hunt briefing on the Friday of the hunt at 5 a.m. Reminder that the hunts are held annually to manage the deer population and improve the health of the overall herd living within the park. For more information, visit suffolkparksandrec.com. And roller skating is officially arrived at the Downtown Festival Park. The new roller skating rink will open to the public on Thursdays through Sundays, offering 1-hour skating sessions. Guests are asked to arrive 15 minutes before their scheduled sessions to check in and pick up their skates. For those looking to host parties, team events, or private gatherings, the private rink rentals are available Monday through Wednesdays. Public skating times are as follows: Thursdays and Fridays from 5:15 to 8:45 p.m., Saturdays from 12:15 to 8:45 p.m., and Sundays from 12:15 to 5 p.m. The rink will be closed on October 31st for Halloween. Admission is $5 per session for skaters ages 13 or older. Ages 12 and under may skate for free, but with a registration, and must be accompanied by a chaperone at least 18 years old. For more information, visit suffolkparksandrec.com. And a quick reminder that the 47th Annual Peanut Fest will be held next week, October 9th through 12th at the Suffolk Executive Airport. This year's theme, A Hunka Hunka Shellin' Fun, celebrates the Las Vegas fast life and honors several legendary musical artists. To kick off the Peanut Fest festivities, the Peanut Parade will be held this Saturday, October 4th at 10 a.m. in downtown Suffolk. The parade route will begin at West Washington Street in front of City Hall and head east to Main Street and disband at Prentice Street. For more information, visit suffolkpeanutfest.com. And of course, on your screen are the various ways residents can stay connected to the City of Suffolk happenings. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. We'll now move to announcements from City Council. Councilmember Wright.
Good evening. I just want to acknowledge the speaker that came forth, Mr. Taylor, on the VA Land Bank Entities Act. We hear you, and we will do what we can to have the discussion with the city manager. I also just want to say to keep in mind, we have a very high population of federal employees in the Hampton Roads area and in the Suffolk area, and just kind of keep them in your thoughts and prayers as Many are dealing with a federal shutdown. And with that, I'll say, in all things, do things in decency and in order, and to govern in a way that you do unto others as you would like done unto you. With that, I'll say good night.
Councilmember Rector.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will be equally brief. I just want to remind everybody that Peanut Fest is coming up. It's obviously one of the premier events that has become an integral part of the fabric and character of our city. Enjoy yourselves, have a great time, and I look forward to seeing many people out there as we go through it. My only other comment that I want to make, and I know Mr. Interim City Manager, y'all's office has been working a little bit on the state grant program for the maintenance of historically black cemeteries. I just want to point out, I went on their website, I believe yesterday morning, and the grant, the total state grant is $400,000, and to date, $104,000 of it has been claimed by some different entities all over the state of Virginia. So I would just encourage us to continue with whatever we can with the application so that Suffolk will have an opportunity to participate in that for the upkeep of some of these cemeteries that desperately need it. And with that, I will say good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Butler Barlow.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to say thank you we had great presentations tonight from our Chief of Police, our Chief of the Fire Department, and our Workforce Development, and very impressive all the way around, and appreciate the information. We don't quite understand what all of the folks that work here in the city of Suffolk do, and it's impressive what they accomplish and the scope of the work that they do. So I just wanted to say thank you for the update. Very informative. Switching to ag, of course, because you know I always will, we were extremely honored and pleased to have the Secretary of Agriculture for the state of Virginia, Matt Lohr, join us in Suffolk last week for dinner with members of our Ag Advisory Committee and a seminar on the day after to it was called a beginning farmer and rancher and forester seminar, but really for anybody that's interested in agricultural business, lots of good information. And again, so pleased to have Secretary Lohr here in the city of Suffolk. I also want to highlight the Economic Development Department and our ag specialists are putting out communications on farm safety during harvest season and in conjunction with our communications department. And it's greatly appreciated. It's for the safety of the folks that are doing the harvesting. It's also for the safety of the folks that are sharing the road with our large equipment. So many, many thanks to Economic Development and Communications for getting that message out. And lastly, kind of a shameless promotion of a Virginia Tech event. Virginia Tech College of Agriculture offers a 2-year degree in agriculture technology that it's the only associate's degree offered by the university, which is obviously mostly a 4-year degree program, but a 2-year agriculture technology degree, and they're holding an open house at the Tidewater Agricultural Research and Extension Center out in Holland on 58 on next Thursday night, October the 9th. So this is an information session for any of our local high school kids or folks that are transitioning from high school to a higher education to come out and look at this program and get more information about it. So again, sorry, a shameless plug for Virginia Tech, but it's a really unique program and represents a really interesting opportunity, I think, to get a degree from Virginia Tech without having to commit to a 4-year degree. So with that, thanks for everybody's input, and see you in 2 weeks.
Councilmember Bennett.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to start out by welcoming and thanking all of you that came up tonight to speak and the presentation that you gave. And Mr. Taylor, I understand exactly what you're saying about affordable housing. I totally agree with you. I hope that's something we can look at with the manager and see what we can do to try and help in that area. of land banking so we can try to have more affordable houses in Suffolk for people that really is in need. Also, the Workforce Committee and all, you all are doing an outstanding job. And maybe I need to come up there and get me a second job. I might need to come. So things are getting kind of tight. So y'all might see a new face up there. So, but anyway, y'all continue to do the work that you're doing, and I'm sure all these businesses that's coming, warehouses and all, y'all are getting plenty of people to train and do. So that is great that you are there doing that. So we can't thank you enough. Also, I'd like to welcome my new finance director, Ms. Wells. Welcome aboard. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but I look forward to doing that. And the other thing, Mr. Manager, there's nothing we can probably do about it. But Wheelroy Road and Constance Road, they had it blocked off in one lane now. And with the short street and have part of Portsmouth Boulevard blocked off, and the little short street, it's hard for people trying to get there. We need to have a detour back further, I think, where people won't come right up there to the intersection and a little short street and trying to merge in with all that traffic right there. It took me about 20 minutes just to try to get on off Wheelroy Road in that one spot this afternoon. I don't know how much longer they're gonna take there on that corner, but see if we can't do something with that, maybe moving that traffic around a little bit where it don't stop right up there at all that right at the stoplight. Also, they have finished one on Wheelroy Road, and that was a blessing. So that traffic is moving great. Down at Shingle Creek, the light has been moved. So that is great news. So that is a great improvement there. So I haven't gotten a call about traffic backing up there, so that's good. Also, I would like to say that I attended the church service and the luncheon at Cypress Chapel Christian Church, 250th anniversary, and that was great service. And a lot of history were there that was presented, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thank Pastor Davis for inviting me to come, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and the people were very nice out there in that area. So again, thank you and congratulations on the 250-year anniversary of Cypress Chapel Christian Church. Also, one other thing, wait a minute. Yeah. The next time, this weekend is going to be a very busy weekend with Peanut Fest and other things that are going on. So we ask everyone, I think we're having a lot of accidents happening around town now, so I hope the people really take the time and be cautious and be safe during this weekend with all the people coming into town for the Peanut Fest and also for the parade. With that, I'll say good night.
Councilmember Johnson.
And I'm going to be fairly brief, but tonight I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm going to talk about a couple of good things in our community. First good thing I'd like to talk about is Susan Steubenbrough and the Workforce Development Center. Susan, we've been friends a long time, and I'm so proud of what you've done with that and what you've done. I don't say very much, but you know that you are doing wonderful things for our city, and we are very fortunate to have you there, and we're fortunate to be doing what we do. Thank you very much. The other thing I'd like to say is thank you to the 911 Center. You know we have a 911 Center, and guess what? When you call them, people named Millicent respond, and they treat you with respect and dignity, and I just want to reach out. Them and the EMS. I had a little incident happen at my house. I had to have ambulance support, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And our city came forward, and I cannot thank our guys enough. What they did for my family and did for me in just that split second that I needed them, it was wonderful. We all have that. We are so blessed in this city to have the people that work for us. And I just had, my wife's going to kill me, but I had to say thank you to them because I didn't know what to do, and they came in and they guided me through it, and they got my wife to the hospital, and it was a good day. So we are so blessed. The third thing I'm going to say is to the Public Works Department. I had a program at the Herons Point the other night, one of my civic groups, and Fortunately enough, I called the city manager, and he helped me. He said, I'll get somebody from Public Works there. Dang it, he sent the whole Public Works department. I was almost embarrassed. Every one of them, my new Public Works director and all the guys that work for him. And we talked about Pitchcuttle Road and when we're going to start it, because we're all anxious to see it get started. And we talked about 58 and when we're going to finish it. And his staff did wonderful things for us and for this community and made us feel so great. The new director also told me that they've got a new phone number out there, which is on my other pad, and I don't have it written here, so I can't give it out, but you can get it. If you call that phone number and you've got a dead deer on the side of the road, or you've got a trash can that didn't get picked up, the lady on the other end says, I've got you taken care of. She assigns you a number, and you're taken care of. So that means you don't have to call us as much, which is okay. We're glad to talk to you, but we've got a system in the city that works. So Public Works, thank you for what you do, as well as all the rest of them. But Public Works this week really did good things for me. And I have to respond to talk about the ag meeting that we had at the Hilton with Matt Lauer from the state, from the ag secretary. Our city is finally coming around with our agriculture. I am so proud of us. We are an ag city. Whether we want to be or not all the time, we are. And for us to be recognized in the way we were and to have these kind of things go on in our city, I couldn't be prouder of the city I live in. And I hope the citizens know that we are making great strides as a council and as a city to make our city a great place. And I'm going to go back to one more thing, and I'm out of line, but I'm going to say it anyway. I've never been to a meeting where a council member asked for something that we didn't say, yes, go forward with it. And the reason I say that is I don't really agree with what was asked, because I think we need to be talking. I wasn't even aware it was coming forward. But if a council member wants it, I don't have a problem with us reaching out and trying to figure out how we can do it as a group. And hopefully that's what this council is about. So I hope I'm speaking for every member when I say we are working together to make this city a better place, but we can only do it with the people supporting us and with the staff that we have here at this city. You know, I get ticked off at staff sometimes. I get ticked off at everybody sometimes, but overall we are so blessed. And that's all I want to say. We live in a great place, guys. And I hope and pray we all feel the same way, and I hope we as a council can do great things for our city. And that's it. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Ward.
Yes, I'd like to, Tim, hope Helen be okay.
She's going to be.
Yeah,
We're going to be
that's
fine.
good,
Thank
you
you.
know. I attend First Citizen Award with Miss George Trump, and I was very impressed what she have done in the years ago. She was like a little ahead of her time. That's one of the best ones I went to. Really enjoyed that. You can feel that she really was about her work, and I really was impressed with that one. I enjoyed that one. Me and Councilman Williams attended Austin, Texas. Good trip. You get be around other cities or states that there where we're trying to get to in the Hampton Roads area. One thing about them, it was not an easy task. It maybe took 30, 40, 50 years, but what was impressed, a couple things were impressed, but one was they said that where they downtown was one of the cheapest for housing. Now it's the most expensive place in Austin, Texas for housing. You can see around with, we talking about we doing work, you can see around all the construction that they doing. So it was a good presentation. I learned a couple of things, and not only learn something about that, you'll learn about our city and what we have to do to get there where we want to try to be. Also want to mention that Mr. Taylor, thank you for coming up. I really am pleased that you came up, and I'm very much interested. I will try to contact you with that situation. And I said, like, say anything that I think that you might need, this council might oblige to you. Thank you for coming up on that. I just want to mention this. We're going to take advantage of Firehouse 11. We're having a meeting October 7th, and with appreciation of it being there. So we'll be there for that. It's the Huntersville community. If you'd like to come, just come on by. And I appreciate the fire chief for allowing us to be one of the first ones in having something there. Like I said, that community want to be involved with what's going on, and hope the fire chief and us do some things together, not just one time, but during the whole year. I like to put something together with that. I also attend Cypress Christian Church. It took Pastor Davis, he came here, he invited us maybe a year or so or more, and I was kind of late, but I was glad I made it. And he is a special person, and so glad to see he's in Suffolk. That's not to be the last time that I go attend that church. And I just wanted to say this in all due respect. I don't have no problem with anybody speaking, because I don't speak as much, and I don't try to put nothing in nobody else's mouth, because I don't want anybody to do that to me. And that's the respect that I have for the people on this dais. And I thank you. God bless.
Okay, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Had a short meeting tonight, but there was certainly a lot going on in our city the last couple of weeks. I mean, a lot of volunteer organizations, just a lot of good things happening in our city. Start with 4 Kids had their field day fundraiser at Cedar Point, and 4 Kids is doing a great service for our citizens and helping individuals that have had an issue with their kids and housing and circumstances at home that kind of put them out on the street. They're doing a great job. The first citizen we talked about, Joyce Trump, and she was the first female school superintendent in the city of Suffolk, and also the first female that joined the Rotary Club here in Suffolk, as well as many other accomplishments. She really is a very unique lady and very, very well-deserving recognition. Lake Prince Woods, I attended 2 events there. One was this past weekend. That was a walk for Alzheimer's. The event was held there, and the week before that, they had one in regards to Parkinson's disease. There was a walk and a fundraiser there. So I want to thank Lake Prince Woods for, again, opening up their facilities, their venue to have this type of event. They've been a great blessing to our city since they've been there on multiple levels. The sheriff had his senior expo. I think there was about maybe 300 people there this time, a lot. And he had 301 door prizes. So next year, there'll probably be a few more folks there. But it was very, very well attended. They had vendors there. And, I mean, he just did an awesome job, he and his staff both. And, you know, the level of enthusiasm and engagement was just tremendous. Cypress Chapel, I just stopped by there for their banquet after that. And they were actually founded in 1746. I think they said they were celebrating the 275th anniversary, but 1746 is kind of hard for me to wrap my arms around anything being around that long. But, you know, great event. And they also have they were approved for a state historical landmark recognition, so a sign will be going up there recognizing the historical significance of that church. We had a lot of ribbon cuttings. We got a lot going on in Suffolk, period. But J.P. Morgan Chase opened up a branch in Harborview. I went to that ribbon cutting. Was one of the more significant ones. Habitat, we talk about affordable housing. Habitat for Humanity is doing 2 houses on Queen Street in Pewsville, and our economic development department was out there working. Miss Days was there, and Terry and Deanna, they were all out there with a hammer, and I just told everybody to stay away from the nail guns. I didn't want anybody coming back with a workman's comp thing, so careful with the nail guns. But, I mean, it was great. They do awesome work, and 2 more houses going in our city. And I will honestly say the gentleman, and forgive me, I cannot remember his name, was kind of ramrodding that whole thing, said he's done Habitat for Humanity in almost every Hampton Roads city, and there's nothing better than doing it in Suffolk because the staff helps them. They don't catch any extra grief. He did mention another city that was really bad, but he wanted me to bring that message back as to how the staff makes it so easy for them to do what they're doing. So my hat's off to everybody that was involved there. Public Safety Committee, we had another meeting last week. We approved 8 more projects. We talked a little bit about the Public Safety Committee and how we've been able to utilize that revenue for purposes that really related to safety and benefit our citizens. not only traffic safety, but crime-wise also. And we did 2 sidewalk projects. We got 2 more crosswalks going in front of schools, Oakland and someplace else. We got 2 more crosswalks going in. We got speed alert signs going up. We got motor carrier scales. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So we continue to brainstorm with that group of people to pool our resources and get input as to how we can do this. And I know those results are sometimes hard to see individually, but if you want to go back and review our work session in regards to the safety numbers, how the speeding numbers have come down 80% since we started that program. Crime is off 17% this year, 25% over the last 3 years, which is, knock on wood, really phenomenal when you consider we've also had an increase in population of 5,000 or 6,000 at the same time. So actually makes the effect, more significant. The Hilton Garden, I did swing by the beginner farmer, what Shelley said, beginner farmer, forester, whatever. Very well attended, and met the secretary, have a 5-minute, 10-minute conversation with the Secretary of Agriculture. Great guy, very involved, and he also, unless he was blowing a lot of smoke, he's really impressed with Suffolk. He said this was kind of an afterthought. They'd already done 7 of them, and I don't know at whose request. We were kind of like the 8th one. Julia did. So I don't know if she begged him, but she said, look, I know you've done 7, whatever, but I think you need to come to Suffolk. And he told me, he said, I'm glad we made that decision because I've been more than impressed. So great job to everybody involved there. Paul DeCamp Workforce Trades and Innovation Center ribbon cutting is huge for our area. It's huge for that corridor right there. That was a dead corridor that's going to come back to life with some housing. It's going to come back to life with this Paul DeCamp initiative. And they have set a goal to provide education to 700 students each year to give them the qualifications to attain a well-paying job somewhere, 700. And that's, I got no reason to think that's not going to happen, but that's a great addition to our city. Last night, Western Tidewater Free Clinic had their donor appreciation reception, and the Western Tidewater Free Clinic is just also provides an invaluable service, free of charge health care, not just to Suffolk, but Western Tidewater. And they have increased. They added dental a couple of years ago. And it's all these efforts from all these different organizations to make things happen, because we as a city can't do it. There's not enough people. There's not enough money. There's so many things and so many reasons why we are the city that we are. And it's primarily, our citizens with the volunteer work and the initiatives that they put forward. I want to invite everybody. Nobody mentioned it. We got a retreat next week on Thursday and Friday. I think it starts at 8:30, over at 5:30 on Friday, 8:30 Friday to noon. 8:30 to noon on Friday, 8:30 to 5:30 on Thursday. It's at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. It's 100% open. Anybody can come that wants to come. If you want to see what is going to be on the agenda, you can go on our website to see if there's anything there in particular that you have an interest in. So you can see if it's Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, or Friday, and just attend part of it. We invite you to be there. The more information you get, the better off it's going to be. But it's one of those times that, we have very few instances where we can sit down as a group and talk, because of the Freedom of Information Act only provides for 2 members to talk at a time to each other about an issue. We can talk one at a time, but we can't get together because that would be a meeting, which would require FOIA restrictions, and plus our city attorney wouldn't let us do it. We'd be chastised. So anyhow, with all that being said, I know there was a lot, but there was a lot going on, and it makes me proud to do what I'm doing, and it's just so great to hear people make comments about our city, and more importantly, our citizens and our staff. It's just not every now and then. So it's a great feeling. I want to pass that on. So I do have one quote for tonight. Really never heard of this guy before. His first name's Leo. His last name is Szilard, Leo Szilard. We could have a contest if anybody heard of him. But he's a Hungarian physicist that passed away in the 60s. And, you know, when I look at a lot of I try not to look at too much social media, but I think this kind of applies lots of times to social media and folks that do and don't. But anyhow, this is the quote. And it says, if one knows only what one is told, if one knows only what one is told, one does not know enough to be able to arrive at a well-balanced decision. So with that, I will say good evening and ask for a motion to adjourn. Councilmember Wright?
Motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn from Councilmember Wright. Councilmember Johnson?
Second.
Second from Councilmember Johnson. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 7-0.
This meeting stands adjourned.